ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
Haribo. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, I need to iron some clothes, so today I might not be able to read. So
Yes.
someone else must volunteer.
Did we
So
leave
I'll be
at?
listening in the background.
Are we at the 6?
Yeah, so Pranjal Prabhu sent the bookmark in the group, I think. So I think, yes, we are at text 6.
Oh, okay. Haribo. Yes, Prabhu.
Someone please volunteer. I need to iron the clothes.
Yes, Prabhu. I can read a few pages. I'm wondering where is Karti Prabhu? He was silent today.
Yeah, that's true, Prabhu. Okay,
I
you do
can
one
also
thing,
read.
Prabhu. Okay,
Yes,
okay, Prabhu. Laban Prabhu can read.
yes, Prabhu. I will tag Karti Prabhu first. Or let's send him a private message. That works.
Tell him, Prabhu, you want a reading session early. Where are you? Semi Prabhu.
Who's this? Yes, Prabhu.
I was saying they don't even reply no more.
Yes, Prabhu. So they have to join. Oh, Bajahari Prabhu. Oh, I don't wanna. He's he's always doing some service. I don't wanna bother him.
Yeah, but he always joins, eh?
Yes, Prabhu. Let's tag him. He doesn't join.
Tag Nimai Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. He would think, what is this? Oh, let's see if this Harshit Prabhu joins. Yesterday he joined.
Prabhu, how do you spell it? Like, look at the last four letters. Did you see them? Is it a real name or
I don't know,
did he
Prabhu.
just create a name?
It's maybe his gamer name.
Oh, yeah. Is he new, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Oh, yeah.
Bhaktajad as well, Prabhu. Or maybe is that book distribution?
So I was thinking he might be doing something.
Where is Devaraj Prabhu?
I don't know, Prabhu, actually.
It's a lot
You have
happening.
Kalesh Prabhu's contact. You can share Kalesh Prabhu also. Then who else?
They will think suddenly some Zoom think, oh, Karti Prabhu is seeing it.
Call him,
Karti Prabhu.
Prabhu. Call him with a call. Voice call, Prabhu. Voice call.
No. Prabhu messaged that he was like he is preaching to one person. So after that
Oh,
he will join.
Oh, yes.
okay, Prabhu. He's even typing. Ooh, Haribo, doing some service.
Okay, who wanted to read?
You can read also.
Let me start, Prabhu. I'll just read. It's each
Start,
verse.
start,
No,
Prabhu.
each one is-
This is Brahma Samhita too. Govinda.
I say, Prabhu, don't you feel like chanting the? How do you? Are you reading, Prabhu?
Who wants to
No,
read?
Prabhu. I just trying
Oh,
also.
I'll read.
Yeah, you can read. You can read.
But the Sanskrit though, it's like on woo words.
You can read the Sanskrit. Tai svabhava janitaiva pusascha doshair na
Wow.
praktatvamiha bhakta janasya pashyet kangam vasham na khalu budapena pankair brahmadravatvam apagachati niratarmai. Okay, you can read the word. Haribo.
Yes. I was saying I'm
Prabhu,
actually
I
at
have
where
to
like
recite that.
What, Prabhu?
I have to recite
he also wants to
once.
recite.
Like that tune.
Go up.
Darshitaya Sambha. How it comes, bro? Darshitay Bhavas. Sorry.
Tai svabhava
Darshite Swabhava Janitair Vapus Cha Doshair Na Prakartatvam Ahibhakta Janasya Paste. Yes, bro, tune.
Vasam
Sorry.
Buddhena
Gangamasana Kalau Buddha Pena Pankarai. Sorry. Brahma Dravatam Apagachati Nira Dharma. So come on. What? Okay, bro. Lebong Prabhu.
I was not going to qualify for that, Prabhu. I ran away from.
No, you
I'm
can
actually
try.
learning vowels from Dadvavid Prabhu. I'm at the third. What do you call this? The third episode of the Sloka learning.
Yeah,
We
now
were at the
Oh,
point where
horrible.
he was teaching how to combine the what do you call this? The letters. See? So
yes,
he was teaching. Where I
Yes,
ended,
bro.
I ended where he was teaching to. I think it's to count the lines. I forgot what the
how to
lines. Is it the vowels or what?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, yes. Okay, let me. Can I begin?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, Hare Bra Shakti Das Prabhu, please accept number instances of glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Gora Shakti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada.
I disturb you.
Hare Krishna,
Oh,
dear
Hare Bol.
Shakti
Jai.
Prabhu, please accept
Hare
my
Bol.
obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus. Jai. Hare Bol.
Oh, Trishtai, seen by ordinary vision. Svava, Janitai, born of one's own nature. Vapu Saha, of the body. Cha and Doshai, by the false, not Prakta. Praktatvam. Is it Praktatvam? The state of being material. Iha. In this world. Bhakta Janasyam. Of a pure devotee. Pasyat. One should see Ganga Ambasam. Ambasam. Of the Ganges water. Not Kalau, certainly. Bu, Buddha. Is it Buddha, Prabhu? Buddha. Pehena Pankai, by bubbles, foam, and mud. Brahma Dravatam, the transcendental nature. Apagachati, is spoiled. Nira Dharmai, the characteristics of water. Translation: being situated in the conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee's having a body born in a low family, a body complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to the ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges. So what? Yes, you can go down, Prabhu. The waters of the Ganga.
The word is Ganges. Ganges.
Is Ganga, Prabhu?
Ganges.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. Is it Ganga or Ganges? The Ganga, the Ganges.
Original is Ganga, but the British nonsense made their own word. They say Ganges or something. But in Finnish language is also Ganga, so I like to say Ganga.
Yeah.
So the Ganga waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganga without considering the condition of the water. Yeah, the purport. I'm sure the purport is very long. If the translation is long, it's on.
I've heard this. But sometimes it also happens that is here explained. Let's read the purport. Let's see. Haribol, who wants to read? Or Lebahang Prabhu?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Purport by Prabhupada Kicha. Sudha Bhakti, the activity of the proper, in other words, engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, is performed in a liberated condition. In Bhagavad Gita 14:26, it is stated, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yena sevate sa gunan samatityan yaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Yes. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the mode of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Charini. Bhakti means unalloyed devotion. A person engaged in devotional service must be free from material motives. In this Krishna consciousness movement, one's consciousness must be changed if consciousness is aimed towards material enjoyment. It is material consciousness, and if it is aimed towards serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. A surrendered soul serves Krishna without material considerations. Anya bila sita sunyam bhakti rasam rita sindhu. 1.1.11 Gyana Karmadi Anavratam Unalloyed Devotional Service, which is transcendental to the activities of the body and mind, such as Gyana, mental speculation, and karma, fruitive work, is called pure Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is proper activity of the soul, and when one actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated service, he is liberated. Sa gunan samatityantan. Bhagavad Gita 14 to 26. Krishna's devotee is not subjected to material conditions, even though his bodily features may appear materially conditioned. One should therefore not see a pure devotee from a materialistic point of view. Unless one is actually a devotee, he cannot see another devotee perfectly. Explained in the previous verse, there are three types of devotees: Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari cannot distinguish between a devotee and a non-devotee. He is simply concerned with worshipping the deity in the temple. A Madhyama Adhikari, however, can distinguish between the devotee and non-devotee as well. As between the devotee and the Lord, thus he treats the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotees and the non-devotees in different ways. No one should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. If there are such defects, they should be overlooked. What should be taken into account is the spiritual master's main business, which is devotional service. Pure service to the Supreme Lord, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 9.30.
I've heard this.
Apichet.
I've heard this example given of one ISKCON guru who I don't want to name, but I've heard this when we have mentioned that, okay, this happened like this and this, then they have given this, that you should not say like this because he's a pure devotee, and if he has bodily defects, you should not talk about it. So I've
But
heard.
Prabhupada also said that such defects are also seen due to a maturity in sinful activities. So when sinful activities become fully matured in their sinful reactions, they manifest as bodily defects, bodily disease.
Yes, Prabhu. But when it is said here, no one should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. So should we think if a pure devotee gets such defects, should we think he has committed some offense, or what is how we can distinguish this?
This is actually not a criteria for judging who is a pure devotee or not. This is just to state that if a pure devotee is seen to have such bodily defects, we should overlook them. But it's not a criteria.
Yes,
You
Prabhu.
understand? Main
Yes.
criteria is if they're following the instructions and if they're qualified and if they're authorized, like that.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Yeah, this was very nice answer. Kelbahang Prabhu, you can continue.
Aribo. Apichet Suduracharo Bajate Mam Ananya Bak. Sadu Evasa Mantavayaha. Samayag Vya Vasito Hi Saha. Even if a devotee sometimes seems to engage in abdominal activities, he should be considered a sadhu, a saintly person, because his actual identity is that of one engaged in the loving service of the Lord. In other words, he is not to be considered an ordinary human being. Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or Goswami family, if he is engaged in the service of the Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be a family of Goswamis based on material considerations, caste or heredity. The Goswami title is actually the monopoly of the pure devotees. Thus, we speak of the 6 Goswamis headed by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami had practically become Mohammedans and had therefore changed their names to Dabira Kasa and Sakara Malika. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself made them Goswamis. Therefore, the Goswami's title is hereditary.
Hereditary. And also the names are Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik.
Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik.
This is almost like Finnish name. There is Finnish name. There is Finnish name like Sakari. So it's like almost same.
Oh, interesting.
The word Goswamis refers to one who can control his senses, who is master of the senses. A devotee is not controlled by the senses, but is the controller of the senses. Consequently, he should be called Goswamis or a Swami or a Goswami, even though he may not be born in a Goswami family. According to this formula, the Goswamis who are descendants of Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Shri Advaita Prabhu are certainly devotees, but devotees coming from other families should be should not be discriminated against. Indeed, whether the devotees come from a family of previous acharyas or from an ordinary family, they should be treated equally. One should not think, oh, here is an American Goswami and discriminate against him. Nor should one think, here is a Nityananda Vamsa Goswami. There is an undercurrent of protest against our awarding the title Goswami to the Americans Vaishnavas of the Krishna consciousness movement. Sometimes people flatly tell the American devotees that the sannyasa or title of Goswami is not bona fide here. However, according to the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami in this verse, an American Goswami and a Goswami in a family of acharyas are non-different. On the other hand, a devotee who has attained the title of Goswami but is not born of a Brahmana father or of a Goswami in the family of Nityananda or Advaita Prabhu should not be artificially puffed up by thinking that he has become a Goswami. He should always remember that as soon as he becomes puffed up, he immediately falls down. This Krishna consciousness movement is a transcendental science, and there is no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for the Paramahamsas, who are completely free from all jealousy. Paramam Nirmatsya, is it Matsyaranam? One
Yes,
should
Prabhu.
not be jealous.
Nirmatsaranam.
Should not be jealous whether he is born in a family of Goswamis or as the title of Goswamis awarded to him. As soon as anyone becomes envious, he falls from the platform of Paramahamsas. If we consider the bodily defects of a Vaishnava, we should understand that we are committing an offense at the lotus feet of the Vaishnava. An offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is very serious. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described this offense as Hati Mata, the mad elephant offense. A mad elephant can create a disaster, especially when it enters into a nicely trimmed garden. One should therefore be very careful not to commit any offenses against a Vaishnava. Every devotee should be ready to take instructions from a superior Vaishnava, and a superior Vaishnava must be ready to help an inferior Vaishnava in all respects. One is superior or inferior according to his spiritual development in Krishna consciousness. One is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For the neophyte, especially considering a pure devotee from a material point of view is very injurious. One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally, but should try to see the internal features and understand how he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotees from a material point of view. And thus, one can gradually become a purified devotee. Yes, you can go down, Prabhu. A purified devotee himself. Those who think that Krishna consciousness is limited to a certain section of people, a certain section of devotees, or a certain tract of land are generally prone to see the external features of the devotees. Such neophytes are unable to appreciate the exalted service of the advanced devotees. Try to bring the Mahabhagavata to their platform. We experience such difficulty in propagating this Krishna consciousness all over the world. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophytes, God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities of spreading Krishna consciousness. world simply try to bring us their platform and they try to criticize and respect. We very much regret the naive activities and poor fund of knowledge. An empowered person who is actually engaged in the confidential service of the Lord should not be treated as an ordinary human being. For it is stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. When one thus criticizes a pure devotee, he commits an offense, Vaishnava aprada. That is very obstructive and oh, obstructive and dangerous for those who desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. A person cannot derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Everyone should therefore be very careful not to be jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or a Shuddha Vaishnava. What's a Shuddha Vaishnava, Prabhu?
Pure devotee. Shuddha means pure.
Devotee. Hare Krishna, Hari Das Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances. All glories to Shri
Hare Krishna, dear Bhajangi Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Maybe Prabhu is going back from the book distribution.
Yes, Prabhu, they're flying.
Yes, Prabhu. Today, like, they will go weekly once. Jai.
Hi.
Saturday they will go, Prabhu, in Pondicherry temple.
I've never seen traffic like this in Finland. This is
Arti Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept
Hare
humble
Krishna Prabhu,
obeisances.
please
All
accept
glories.
my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Wow,
Hare
what is
Krishna
happening?
Karti Prabhu Dandat Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is
Wow, bike ride, huh?
yes, Prabhu. We are in a
I
video
can
game.
see one very, very transcendental face in Prabhu's ecstatic glow. Wow.
We're flying through Pondicherry, Prabhu.
240 kilometers per hour.
Haribo.
Prabhus are faster than anyone on the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
अच्छा ले जाएंगे मैं ले जाऊंगा ब्लू स्कूटी ले जाकर माता जी को देना है लेके आना है ठीक है तो एक काम करना आप ब्लू स्कूटी लेके मेरे साथ में आ जाना
Driving? Is that
मैं मेरी गाड़ी लेके आ जाऊंगा मैं आपको वापस छोड़ दूंगा
It's like at night in India.
yes, Prabhu, and still the street is so full.
It's so full, bro.
Here, busiest day of the year, we don't have so much people outside.
So, oh, Prabhu, they like motorbikes. Now, there's a lot of motorbikes.
Yes, Prabhu.
We have more cars.
Yeah, India has
Just
a lot
like-
of bikes. You will see
Just
so
like
many
China
bikes.
or Taiwan is also the same.
Is it in China? In China also they have bikes. Huh?
हम दोनों ड्राइव नहीं कर
Yes,
रहे हैं
in
आप
China
साथ में
and
आप भी कर रहे हैं
in Taiwan also.
Oh, yeah, Taiwan.
Oh,
10 people
I really like to
How
ride
do you
bikes, you
keep
know.
a bike?
I really want to
Yeah.
ride a bike. I learned how to ride bike. Actually, I was just Rishikesh Prabhu used to drive sometimes me around. So I just saw him and I learned to drive. So whenever I go to temple, I just try to drive the bike. I like to drive.
They
Really
really will.
missing, major missing.
Yes,
I,
it's
I
like
can
covered in
drive very
bikes.
fast.
There's more bikes.
Maybe if Gaurav Shakti Prabhu come India, then I don't know. Nobody will come with me in the bike because I'm very bad driver. But I think I can ask Gaurav Shakti Prabhu to come. His Gaurav Shakti will provide me the enough confidence to drive nicely.
I will drive so fast, Prabhu. Please don't let me drive.
Oh my God!
I'm
If you
like
drive
a
fast,
ninja,
then Then I will hug you. You know how couples hug in the bike. I will hug you. You drive fast, no problem. People in the street will think these two boys some lovers or something. But I will say no. He is delivering you Gauri Shakti. He is giving you Mahaprabhu's mercy. So don't criticize us.
Yes,
Is that
Prabhu.
miles or kilometers per hour, Prabhu?
What, Prabhu?
Sorry, Prabhu.
In miles per hour or kilometers per hour?
In India, it's kilometers per hour.
Or kilometers per hour, okay.
Exactly.
Because I'm looking at the speed, it says speed, but it looks fast.
I think because of the phone, it looks phone camera, it's looking very fast.
Oh, yes, yes,
I don't
Prabhu.
think he's going fast. He's pretty much.
Yeah, you see,
It's
for
traffic, right? Maybe he's going
but
like
it's
below
not
40. Yeah.
even a big car.
Yeah, this is like 80.
they also have a VW there. Volkswagen.
नॉर्थ इंडिया वाले को रेस्पेक्टफुली थोड़ा बुलाना हो
हाँ
You see,
कुछ ही
Prabhu,
कर
they're faster than each and every one.
எப்படி இருக்கீங்க நல்லா இருக்கும்
எப்படி இருக்கீங்களா
சாப்பிட்டீங்களா
The son of a motorbike.
நல்லா இருக்கும் हरे कृष्णा जी
Whoa, Vajayari bro speaking Tamil. Wow.
हरे कृष्णा हरे राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
This is pure Nectar, Prabhu.
वो ट्रक के पीछे
Chanting
क्या
while
लिखा है
driving.
ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव ड्रिंक प्लीज ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव
ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव
Oh my God. Wow. Please drink and drive. Whoa. That's crazy. I didn't expect that.
पौंडीचेरी तो यही प्रमोट करता है ना ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव टैक्स फ्री
Haribo.
और
टैक्स फ्री लिकर क्यों और टैक्स फ्री पेट्रोल डलवा के चलाओ
राम रे कृष्णा कृष्णा रे राम रे राम पर यहाँ पर अभी तो है ना क्या नाम है ऑफिशियली तो बैन है ना शायद प्रोस्टिट्यूशन
क्या
प्रोस्टिट्यूशन
Oh, now there's traffic jam.
प्रोस्टिट्यूशन कहाँ से आ गया
नहीं तो मतलब लीकर और ये दोनों चल रहे हैं ना लीकर और प्रोस्टिट्यूशन दोनों जो है
अरे लेकिन हर जगह पे अंडर कवर चलता है अंडर कवर तो हर जगह
I wonder if there is bikes like this in Goloka. Some bike.
वर्स्ट सिटी
Maybe after you go, you reach, you tell me, Prabhu, you send me a telegram message after you reach.
Goloka
You give
bike.
me confirmation. Yeah.
आपके
There
साथ
is
में 9 दिन
officially
आप अकेले ड्राइव
3
नहीं
to
कर रहे
4 Honda bikes in Goloka Vrindavan.
Will it be some swam or something like that?
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Sorry.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I think so.
Riding instead of riding.
But for sure they have some races with something, because humans want all the time to have races, so there must be races also.
Transcendental
Or some
competition.
eagle like Garuda.
ओ कृष्णा
Just 5 kilometers to reach
One
temple. Yo.
one long straight road and it's full of market.
I'm sure they sell halal there, Prabhu.
There must be like thousands of shops.
Hmm.
Here, if you go outside, you find 1-2 shops. There is nothing. And then they say India is poor, but there seems to be much more business going on.
धीरे धीरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम
So Prabhu, they come from a book distribution or what?
Prabhu, Shreya, are you coming?
Can they hear?
Yes, Prabhu. Oh. Okay, now let's continue from this part. Karti Prabhu, you want to continue or anyone else if Karti Prabhu cannot?
Yes, I can continue, but just give me about 5 seconds. 5 seconds. I'll just.
5 seconds. Okay, Prabhu.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, Prabhu.
Done, Prabhu.
It's meaning Indian seconds.
Oh.
Yes. So it can be 5 hours.
Yes.
Yes, so this is what you call
Do
5 Indian seconds. So 5 Indian seconds means multiply by 5. So if any Indian guy tells you 5 minutes, it's half an hour. So just so that you all understand. Okay, right. I can continue reading if Om Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivadakacharya Sami Prabhu allows me to read.
Yes,
So,
Prabhu, you can read, then Gora Shakti Prabhu can also read before, if he has time, because I think soon he's...
Oh, yes, I need to go now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yes, Prabhu. Okay, thank you so
It's
much.
the time for me to
Prabhu.
host the session in Rainian Island.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu,
yes,
for your
Prabhu.
session.
Thank you so much for your
Vancha
kind exhortation.
kalpatarubhyacha
Ashaka
kripasindu
Purubhasya
vyevacha
Kripasindhubhyo
patitanam
Jayapatitanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
Namo
namaha.
Namah.
Jai
All
Shila
glories to you,
Prabhupada.
Prabhu Haribo.
All glory Shila Prabhupada. Jai Shila Prabhupada.
Jai 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 Haribo. Thank you.
Hey, Karti Prabhu.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, so I will just continue to read. Everyone should therefore be very careful not to be jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or a Shuddha Vaishnava. It is also an offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of disciplinary action. Wow, that is very important. All these con persons, they're saying Prabhupada can make a mistake. What a big rascal there.
What this means?
What do you mean? Which one?
What this means, like, consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of this. Let me see.
It means that, it means to consider that an empowered Vaishnava can make mistake, and it's up to you to correct them.
Yes.
To try and correct a Vaishnava, just like a school teacher corrects the young boys after finding some fault with him. Similarly, some rascal comes and tries to find fault with an empowered Vaishnava and try to correct him. That is what is meant by disciplinary action. Okay. It is offensive to try to give him advice or to correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced Vaishnava by their activities. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated as a spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subject to the advice of a disciple, nor should a spiritual master be obliged to take instructions from those who are not his disciples. This is the sum and substance of Srila Rupa Goswami's advice in the 6th verse.
Caribol, I think we can start one more.
Yes. I really don't know the tune.
This is Brahma Samhita tune.
I really don't remember what Brahma Samhita tune is also. Oh yes, nah, but it's too hard to pronounce.
Okay, Haribol. Shyat Krishna Nama Charita Disita Vidya Pitto Pataptara Sanasya Narochikanu Kintva Daradanu Kalu Saiva Yushta Svadvikramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri.
Haribol. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. See, someone born in Finland can read better than an Indian.
You can also,
All
Prabhu.
glories to
You're just shy now.
No, Prabhu, I am not. I haven't received the mercy like you. Okay. Syat is Krishna of Lord Krishna. Nama, the holy name. Charita Adi, character, pastimes, and so forth. Sita, sugar candy. Api, although. Avidya, of ignorance. Pita, by the bile. Upatapta, afflicted. Rasansya, of the tongue. Na, not. Rochika, palatable. No. Oh, how wonderful it is. Kintu, but. Adarat, Adaratya, carefully. Anudinam, every day, or 24 hours daily. Kalu, naturally. Sa, that, sugar candy of the holy name. Eva, certainly. Jasta, taken or chanted. Swadvi, relishable. Kramat, gradually. Pavati, becomes. Tat Gada, of that disease. Mula, of the root. Antri, the destroyer. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root.
Haribol. I had forgotten this verse.
Same. I was also like, what? I don't remember this. Let's just read it again. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root.
Haribol. Yeah, I've tried to tell this to someone, but I couldn't find like direct reference, and I had forgotten it is a verse, like a full verse. So now I remember it. Haribol.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Purport. The holy name of Lord Krishna, his quality, pastimes, and so forth are all of nature, are all of the nature of the absolute truth, beauty and bliss. Naturally, they are very sweet like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Nescience, however, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretions. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish sugar candy. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Avidya, ignorance, similarly perverts the ability to relish the transcendently palatable name, quality, form, and pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Oh, whether a person with jaundice considers despite the disease, if one with great care and attention takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name and hearing Krishna's pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. The thing is, if one with great care and attention, yeah, okay. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by the regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. When a man in the material world takes more interest in the materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness, he is considered to be in diseased condition. A normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadas. CC Madhya 20.108. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets Krishna due to being attracted by the external features of Krishna's Maya energy. This world of Maya is called Durashraya, which means false or bad shelter. One who puts his faith in Durashraya becomes a candidate for hoping against hope. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy, and although their material attempts are baffled in every way due to their nescience, they cannot understand their mistakes. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. This is the way of the struggle for existence in the material world. If one is in this condition is advised to take to Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not accept such instructions. This Krishna consciousness movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. People are in general misled by blind leaders. The leaders of human society, the politicians, philosophers, and scientists are blind because they are not Krishna conscious. According to Bhagavad Gita, because they're bereft of all factual knowledge due to their atheistic way of life, they're actually sinful rascals and are the lowest among men. Namam duskritino mudaha prapadyante naradamaha maya apahrita jnana ashuram bhavam ashritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Such people never surrender to Krishna, and they oppose the endeavor of those who wish to take Krishna's shelter. Once such atheists become leaders of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nescience. In such a condition, people do not become very enthusiastic to receive this Krishna consciousness movement. Yes, as a diseased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is the only specific medicine. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world all right. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for the diseased person, Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advises that if one wants to be cured of the material disease, he must take to it with great care and attention. Yeah, this is very nice. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for a diseased person, Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advises that if one wants to be cured of the material disease, he must take to it with great care and attention. So even though nobody wants to chant Hare Krishna or read Prabhupada books, I mean, generally, even devotees, still one must do it. One must chant Hare Krishna, one must read Prabhupada books to come out of this condition, right? Come out of this disease state. One begins his treatment by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because by chanting this holy name of the Lord, a person in the material condition will be relieved from all misconceptions. Techo Darpana Marjanam, CC Antya 20.12. Avidya, a misconception about one's spiritual identity, provides a foundation for ahankara, a false ego within the heart. The real disease is in the heart. If the mind is cleansed, however, if consciousness is cleansed, a person cannot be harmed by the material disease. To cleanse the mind and heart from all misconceptions, one should take to this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is both easy and beneficial. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is immediately freed from the blazing fire of material existence. There are three stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord: the offensive stage, the stage of lessening offenses, and the pure stage. When a neophyte takes to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, he generally commits many offenses. There are 10 basic offenses, and if the devotee avoids these, he can glimpse the next stage, which is situated between offensive chanting and the pure chanting. When one attains the pure stage, he is immediately liberated. This is called Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. As soon as one is liberated from the blazing fire of material existence, he can relish the taste of transcendental life. The conclusion is that in order to get free from the material disease, one must take to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. One must begin with faith, and when his faith is increased by chanting, a person can become a member of this society. We are sending Sankirtana parties all over the world, and they're experiencing that even in the remotest part of the world, where there is no knowledge of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra attracts thousands of men to our camp. In some areas, people begin to imitate the devotees by shaving their heads and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantras only a few days after hearing the mantra. Wow. This may be imitative, but imitation of a good thing is desired. Some imitators gradually become interested in being initiated by the spiritual master and offer themselves for initiation. Haribol. If one is sincere, he is initiated, and this stage is called Bhajana Kriya. One then actually engages in the service of the Lord by regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds daily and refraining from illicit sex, intoxicants, meat eating, and gambling. By Bhajana Kriya, one attains freedom from the contamination of materialistic life. He no longer goes to a restaurant or a hotel to taste so-called palatable dishes made with meat and onions, nor does he care to smoke or drink tea or coffee. He only refrains from illicit sex. He not only refrains from illicit sex, but avoids sex life entirely. Nor is he interested in wasting his time in speculating or gambling. In this way, it is to be understood that one is becoming cleansed of unwanted things, anartha and nivriti. The word anartha and nivriti refers to unwanted things. Anarthas are vanquished when one becomes attached to the Krishna consciousness moment. Anarthas are vanquished when becomes attached to Krishna consciousness. Okay. When a person is relieved from unwanted things, he becomes fixed in executing his Krishna activities. Indeed, he becomes so attached to such activities and experiences ecstasy in executing devotional service. This is called bhava, the preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead. Thus, the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence and loses interest in the bodily concept of life, including material opulence, knowledge, and material attraction of all variety. For such a time, one can understand who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is and what his Maya is. I mean, someone else can read, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for reading. Vivek Prabhu was the fastest one. You can read.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Sorry, bro. Yes, bro, I can read now.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, bro. Although Maya may be present, it cannot disturb a devotee once he attains the bhava stage. This is because the devotee can see the real position of Maya. Maya means forgetfulness of Krishna, and forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna consciousness stand side by side like light and shadow. If one remains in shadow, he cannot enjoy the facilities offered by light, and if one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed by the darkness of shadow. By taking to Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light. Indeed, he does not even test the darkness, as confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.31. Krishna Surya Sama Mayahaya Andakara Yahan Krishna Tahari Nahi Mayara Adhikara. Krishna is compared to sunshine and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes Krishna consciousness, the darkness of illusion, the influence of the external energy will immediately vanish. Vanish. Remove.
Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Remove. Thank you so much, Remove.
This was really nice purport and verse. I will say. Okay, now we need to go to the 6 Ashtakam prayers. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमः दावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावादूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
Namamukari. No, continue.
No, it's okay, Prabhu. You continue, Prabhu.
No, continue.
Okay. नाम्नामकार्य बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रापिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि भूदैवमीदृशम् इह जनीननुग्रहाः
गुणादपि सुनिचेन दरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानेन मानदेन कीर्तनेया सदा हरि
नादनं नादनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमं भवाम्बुधौ कृपया कृपया तव पादपङ्कजसितधूलिश्रुतशं विचिन्तया
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदा हृदया गिरा पुलकर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति
विगायितं
युगायितं
निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविश्यतां शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
अश्लिष्यवापादरतं पिनष्टुमा मद्रश्नामर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सेवनाप्रः विभो
Glory to the Sri Krishna
जय
which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus we have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your costless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow rather I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separations, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
Whoa. Rahul can only read.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditional.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, then 10 offenses. First offense, to blaspheme devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu.
To disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
And considering to an ordinary person. Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in the pursuance in the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of
Consider chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as futive activities, karma kanda.
To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offensive to the inattentive while chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the Krishna Prema. Jai Radha.
Vanchakakuruvesha Vasunubhavacha Tanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Haribo.
And the God Vaishnava in the Kijai, Shah Prabhupada Kijai, Nitai Gaura Prema.
Jai Jai Thakur Brahma Hari.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.